You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and it can also be expensive. Are you still paying for last year's Christmas gifts? Maybe you need better credit cards. We'd love to help at bettercreditcards.com. Find a card that's a better fit for your needs. Some like cards with points or miles. Others just want a lower rate. Find what you're looking for at bettercreditcards.com.
Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit right now with Ryan Binkley. Ryan is running for president, and he's going to be in Sioux Falls this weekend. Ryan, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Now, you have been all over the country so far, haven't you?
Yes, I have, especially in Iowa. We've been to all 99 counties. We made that tour finished it up about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and, of course, making a lot of inroads into New Hampshire, going to South Carolina, a few other states. But mainly focused on these early ones. So it's been a great time.
And the thing that's funny, a lot of the time, South Dakota gets overlooked because we're not one of those states where it's like, we got to get South Dakota. If only we get South Dakota, everything swings in our favor. So I think it's pretty cool that you're even coming here. Thanks for doing that.
Well, it's so important because, many people are dealing with the same issues. At this event we have coming up here on the 9th, a lot of people are really concerned about landowner rights and the Constitution and what this carbon pipeline means to us. And we came out many months ago talking about this issue. But, I really look forward to talking about things that are so important to us all, the freedom of our country, getting our country back on track financially, and just the culture issues of our day. So it's going to be a great time.
Now, the event itself is coming up. It is Saturday, December 9th. That's this Saturday, an open house from 2 to 4. And I like this, a meet and greet and ice cream social. So while you're out doing the tour, you probably get to try all kinds of good stuff, don't you?
Well, it's so funny. We were talking about this just today because, I've gained a little bit of weight so far in this campaign because I go to all these events and, I go into a diner and they bring me, their special, this fried pork sandwich that's the special. And it is really good. But when you've had that plus a honey bun, plus, the famous grilled cheese or whatever, at every diner, it's hard to keep it off. But I look forward to being there. I'm sure we'll eat my share of ice cream. But, come on out, have everybody come because we're going to be talking about some real issues that are important to everybody.
I think that's really cool. Again, it's coming up this Saturday, December 9th, open house from 2 until 4, and it's at the Mary Jo Wagner Arboretum. That's just west of Sioux Falls, so like between Sioux Falls and Grand Falls Casino. You'll drive right past this. Again, the address is 1900 South Perry Place, so if you're going to Google it and get an address, you can do it that way. Now, what kind of things will you be talking about specifically at the event this weekend? Are there certain topics that you want to make sure you cover at this event?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, we're going to give a plan, and to share with America, really, how do we navigate through this economic storm we're in? Right now, you may have read recently, about half of young people are living at home with their parents. College students that have graduated out of college, under 25, half of them are living with their parents because they don't have a choice. Rents are 30-40% higher than they were just 2 years ago. Mortgage payments are double. What's this look like, and how do we navigate through this? How do we get our country back? Because what's happening is, we're spending so much money. We have to print money, to make that happen. And then when we print money, that's what causes inflation. So we're going to talk about how do we balance the budget while still growing the economy. We actually have a plan for that. And it involves transforming healthcare. We've really put together a plan to get rid of the monopolies and the waste in healthcare. We spend twice as much money on drugs and healthcare than any other nation in the world. We have a plan to do that. So we're going to talk about that. And then what it means to our culture of our country, landowner rights. We're going to speak a lot about this crazy carbon capture pipeline that's out there right now. What does it mean when somebody tries to use eminent domain? What are the rights that we have as citizens? We're going to talk about that and what we stand for, as well as a few other cultural issues. How does the Republican Party dive into urban America? Because we lost 46 of the top 50 biggest cities. So we're going to talk about how do we win again? Instead of retreating from these big cities, how do we actually make an impact the Republican way? So that's the core of it, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Very nice. Now, you were saying something about the economy is not good. I thought I heard in the mainstream media that the economy is doing great right now.
You're right. I'm not paying attention. That's it.
You and I must be way out of touch or something. I don't know.
We are. We're just, we're not listening to the White House PR team enough. So we should log in every day to make sure we get our news. There is this narrative out there. It's so funny, that they do research on this called CPI basket of goods, Consumer Price Index.
Yeah.
But you know what it does? It doesn't include? It doesn't include food. It doesn't include gas. It doesn't include anything related to your car or your rent.
What in the world is in that basket then?
so unless you eat, sleep, need to drive somewhere, you're okay.
Otherwise, it doesn't affect you at all.
Right. But if you need to eat, sleep, or drive, your inflation's up about 30 or 40%. So
wow.
Anyway, that's politics, right? So, but we've got to fix it. We can fix it. But everybody knows deep in our heart, there's many things that are broken, not just our finances.
Yeah.
The division is so strong. We're at a place right now. I think that's the number one word people use to describe our country is divided.
Yeah.
And it was Abraham Lincoln that said this. He said, if America is ever going to be in danger, it's going to be because we ourselves, not from somebody else, but we ourselves will be its author and its finisher. And I think we're in that dangerous spot right now because each party really wants to see the other party fail more than see America succeed. And we've got to get this back that we're all Americans. Yeah. We can respect each other, but we've got a way to do it. And let's work on that together.
I love it. Ryan, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And come on out. Look forward to being with everybody. Take care.
Absolutely. Again, Ryan Binkley, he's going to be in Sioux Falls this Saturday, December 9th. Open house from 2 till 4 in Mary Jo Wagner Arboretum. And all of the details can be found at facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic. We have Dr. Harley. Ho, ho, ho. It's Christmas time.
Oh, my gosh. I was just talking with somebody the other day. We're like, we're less than 3 weeks to Christmas already.
I know.
When did this happen?
It is sneaking right up. And this is one of those things. This time of year goes so fast. You'll blink,
gosh, yeah.
and it's going to be 2024.
Right. I said that at Halloween. I'm like, the next 2 months are going to go by so fast. And they have.
Do. And this time of year, a lot of people are shopping. A lot of people are going out buying stuff. And one of the things that we were talking about ahead of time is that people putting that wallet, and maybe have their coupons and all their stuff jammed in there.
Right.
And when they sit on that, that's not good for you to do that, is it?
Right. I mean, I hate to be pointing fingers, but guys tend to be the worst for that.
I don't do that anymore. You know why?
Because someone told you not to?
My chiropractor 20 years ago told me, you should stop doing that. And I did, and it made a huge difference. So
Right. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's fine. It's not that big. If they've got hundreds in there versus $1 bills. But
my wallet was never too big. That was never the problem.
Right. It doesn't matter how big or little it is. It's still that little bit of extra space is going to lift up one of your hips. And if your husband, boyfriend, whatever is always complaining about low back pain or sciatic pain, that's a really big one for that because your hips are off. You have that pressure from the wallet putting right on your sciatic because where those pockets are, it's right where that sciatic nerve runs through your hips. So that can be a big culprit for that.
I remember when he first told me that, I'm going to try to put it in the other pocket and see what happens. That was the weirdest thing ever. I'm like, first of all, every time I reached for my wallet, it was gone. Mm-hmm. And then when I would sit down, I'm like, I've never noticed my wallet in my pocket until now. It's in the wrong pocket.
Now that it's been mentioned. So those people you see walking around that have like on their jeans a wear spot, they sit on their wallet a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one thing, trying to sit it in the front pocket or take it out of your pocket when you sit down. Some people are like, forget about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than ruining your low back.
And is it okay? I have mine in my front pocket. Is that okay to have it there?
Right. That's much better to have in your front pocket because it's not putting direct pressure on.
Should I carry a satchel, a man purse?
I mean, that's probably a reason.
How about a fanny pack? Are those coming back?
They actually are.
I saw that.
If you haven't seen that. Well, most of the things from the 90s are coming back.
I thought it was so funny because I'm like, we don't need those back. But they probably are pretty handy, really, when you think about it.
Right. All the weight's more towards the front versus putting it on your hips. So maybe that's why when women carry purses, they realize something that guys didn't early on.
Ladies are way smarter than guys. We all know that.
Right.
All the guys are nodding their heads right now too, even though they might not want to admit it. We all know it.
So a big cause of low back pain, guys, can be that wallet in your pocket. So even a simple change of taking it out, you'll start to notice less tension. It may take a little bit. You might not notice it right away that the low back is better, but over time, it's going to be a lot easier on your hips. You're not going to be as off kilter. But I also recommend going and see a chiropractor when you start making those changes, because that's going to help things speed along a lot faster.
I've got one to recommend, Balanced Life Chiropractic.
Wait, who are they?
That's you.
Oh, yeah.
Come and see Dr. Harley. She can help. Now, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can give us a call at 605-215-1785 or shoot us a message on our Facebook page at Balanced Life Chiropractic. We'd love to chat and let you know how we can help you with your health problems.
Very nice. You can find them online as well. Their website, balancedlifesd.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, but it can also be expensive. Are you still paying for last year's Christmas gifts? Maybe you need better credit cards. We'd love to help at bettercreditcards.com. Find a card that's a better fit for your needs. Some like cards with points or miles. Others just want a lower rate. Find what you're looking for at bettercreditcards.com.
Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page, West Sioux Studios, and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, December 6th, 1897, tragedy struck Sioux Falls. In the late 1800s, there was a large number of tragic murders in Sioux Falls, especially for the small population. And as bad as the details are in some of the cases, I think the case of Alfred Erickson might be the most intriguing. Alfred Erickson was just 22 years old. He was big and strong and rather friendly, although many described him as not very bright. Erickson actually fled town in the summer of 1897 after he made friends with a group of young people in town. The parents of one particular 11-year-old girl were very put off by the man in his 20s having friends so young. They began to insinuate that there were other, more terrible things going on. Whether the rumors were true or not would never be uncovered, as Alfred, on the advice from his aunt, just left town. Here's where the tragedy really starts. The same young girl whose parents raised the alarm left Sioux Falls to attend boarding school in Plankington that fall. While in Plankington, she died in a fire at her dormitory building. Shortly after her death, while her parents and family were still grief-stricken, who showed up back in Sioux Falls? Alfred Erickson. Alfred came to town on December 6th, and sometime either very late on the 7th or early in the morning on the 8th, he was brutally murdered. The man who owned the building where the body was found and the father of the young girl were both arrested and questioned. The father had a solid alibi and was released. The owner of the building, Mr. Garrington, initially stated his innocence, and just a short time later made a full confession. At trial, he entered a plea of not guilty, but was found guilty, and a local jury recommended the death penalty. Upon appeal, Garrington was eventually given a new trial, and while still being found guilty, he was given a life sentence rather than death. The defense attorney in the case, in recording what transpired for history, simply stated, "Many people in the county believe if the whole facts of the case had been made known at trial, other parties would have been implicated in the murder." This Day in Sioux Falls History has been brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page, West Sioux Studios, and Sunny 93.3.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Hey, this episode of the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour is done. Now, there are times during the bonus hour I'll mention something from our regular program, the John and Heidi Show, which is syndicated on like 300 stations around the country. There's actually a podcast for that as well. So if I mention something that you're going, hey, whatever happened? He didn't talk to that person, or this didn't happen, that didn't happen. You can find that podcast at JohnAndHeidiShow.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour.